in Lodz. Blue corner from Ukraine, Sergey Lashchenko.
If you'd never heard of Sergey Lashchenko before tonight, you will certainly never forget him. He has endeared himself to fans here in Lodz, and I'm sure wherever you're watching, in 138 countries worldwide that we are broadcasting to, you've got to be loving the Cinderella story, Sergey Lashchenko. Last night in Latvia, he won the European Muay Thai Championship. He travelled 900 kilometres overnight to arrive in Lodz today. And so far in this tournament, he has stopped Noel Cadet and Dmitry Bezos, both in the first round.
Red corner from Belarus, Zabit Samedov Mowgli.
Tournament favourite Zabit Samedov charges out to centering. The determination here. He's been here a couple of times before. K1 European Grand Prix final last year. He lost controversially to Errol Zimmerman. The year before that in Las Vegas, he lost the K1 USA Grand Prix final controversially to Doug Viney. Can he finally win one of the big ones here tonight? Zabit Samedov.
K1 Grand Prix final fight. Blue corner, Sergey Lashchenko, Ukraine.
The Cinderella story, Sergey Lashchenko has become the fan favourite here in Lodz, even if the odds favourite is Zabit Samedov.
Final fight.
Lashchenko's got that, Fedor Emelianenko, unfazed, yeah, whatever, psych yourself look. Zabit Samedov, on the other hand, did come out about as intense and focused as I've ever seen him coming out.
He sprinted out Ultimate Warrior style, did Zabit Samedov. Final instructions from the centre referee. Samedov is raring to go. It'll have to be Lashchenko, though, who tries to bull rush him from the start. The longer this fight goes on, the more you figure it'll go in Samedov's favour. Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan with you ringside from the Hala Sportowa in Lodz, Poland. Samedov, a multiple K1 regional winner, has never won one of the big tournaments though. Not the K1 USA, not the K1 Europe. Has never made the final 16. Probably the best fighter ever to have never made the K1 World Grand Prix Final 8. Sergey Lashchenko making his K1 debut in effect here tonight after becoming a European Muay Thai champion 24 hours ago in another country.
Lashchenko seems to be unable to find his range just yet.
Lashchenko training with Artur Kushenko out of the Captain Odessa gym in the Ukraine. Good knee to the upper right rib cage from Zabit Samedov. The physical difference between the two of them, Lashchenko at 244 pounds, Samedov at 207. You can see the sizable difference in their body shapes. Jump balking right hand, Superman punch there from Zabit Samedov. Look for the inside leg kick, thought twice about it. Front kick off the back leg from Sergey Lashchenko. You can hear the chants go up for Zabit Samedov on one side of the arena and Sergey Lashchenko's fans on the other side. The Ukrainians and the Azerbaijan and Belarusian fans.
So far, Zabit is always, of course, imposing his game and his speed, though not as dominant as he was against Katinas, but he is definitely winning this round.
Lashchenko, who has not had to go beyond one round in either of his fights so far here tonight, as Samedov wades forward with an overhand right. Under a minute remaining in the first round of 3 of the final. Who will get that coveted ticket to the final 16 in Seoul in September and effectively be only one fight away? The leg has been hurt here of Lashchenko. The left leg has been hurt. He is limping on the lead leg, and Samedov sees it and goes after it now. Lashchenko's going to try and end the fight now. Samedov's going to cut out that lead leg, chops away the thigh, and Lashchenko is in a world of pain.
Yeah, that leg is done with. I mean, it's been pounded on since yesterday morning.
Lashchenko limping. Samedov is a nasty fighter. He'll go after the lead thigh and the lead knee area. Lashchenko's got to clock him. Can he survive 10 more seconds and take it to the next round? They'll need to go to work on that thigh, ice it down, and give Lashchenko some very stern instructions about how to survive the next 3 minutes with a rampant Zabit Samedov.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not taking anything away from Lashchenko, I don't think it's going to be possible for him to overcome this. I mean, once that leg, you know, goes, it goes. I mean, it's not the matter of heart or anything. You can't stand on it.
Now, they are spraying the leg, which I don't believe is actually illegal. The referee glanced towards it. He's actually letting it go in the corner of Lashchenko. They should be icing down that thigh and not spraying it. As we see how Samedov went to town, just brutalizing the lead thigh and hamstring area of Sergei Lashchenko. We are ready for the second round. Lashchenko needs to barnstorm Samedov now and try and drop the tournament favourite. It's the only chance Lashchenko has. He can no longer stand there and try and play a point-scoring game. The chance go up of Zabit. The Belarusian fighter with the matinee star looks is certainly looking towards Seoul in September.
Okay, second round, time, fight!
Second round.
Zabit is a nasty fighter. He sends get-well-letters to hypochondriacs as a hobby, and he's going to continue to go after the lead leg here of Lashchenko. He'll do the Ukrainian no favours whatsoever, as they momentarily break to wipe down the corner of Zabit Samedov. What will Lashchenko do? There is no way his lead thigh can survive 2 minutes and 48 seconds of Samedov leg kicks.
Right, I mean, what can he do? There's not really much he can do.
He's got to try and land a Hail Mary shot. He's got to try and land the hands. It's as simple as that. Good jab from Samedov. Lashchenko kicking. Samedov wades in with a hook.
He seems to be using the only strategy, Lashchenko, that's possible, and that's trying to beat Samedov to the punch and beat him to the kick to give that leg a little bit of rest and not able Samedov to kick it.
Samedov fighting southpaw here. Now switches to orthodox and back to southpaw. His power leg is the right leg, Zabit Samedov, as he switches back to orthodox so he can do that. Kick to the lead damaged thigh of Lashchenko with the power leg, then go upstairs. The more he kicks that leg, the more Lashchenko's hands will drop and expose his chin. And Samedov in control.
Yeah, he's almost like, you know, stalking his prey. I mean, that leg, every time he kicks that leg with any power, you know, Lashchenko clinches because it's...
That lead leg has taken more strikes than a $2 pinata. And again, Samedov just brutalizes it. He's on rubber legs here, Lashchenko. 1 minute 25 remaining. That leg is ready for the picking. It is time for Samedov to take it out of contention altogether here.
But ironically, we're almost a minute away out of the second round, and he still hasn't put it away.
You can sign the pink slips. You can sign the ownership papers, because Samedov is owning Lashchenko. Samedov relentless. Threads an overhand right. Perhaps he wants to try and knock him out with his hands. As I said earlier, Samedov only the one knockout in his 14-fight K1 career. He may very well get knockout number 2, but it'll be courtesy of leg kicks, if anything. Lashchenko is in survivor mode. That leg is gone. Referee puts a standing count on him.
4, 5, 6,
Will the corner throw in the towel? Under 30 seconds remaining in the second round. That leg is jello.
Yeah, that leg is gone. I mean, at this point, the corner probably should throw in a towel. Not because the fighter is giving up, but just because he's incapable of fighting physically.
This is the 6th fight in 24 hours in 2 different countries for Lashchenko.
That's it.
The big kibosh again. Just a slip though, says the referee. Wow, Lashchenko let off the hook literally then, because the referee deemed that last knockdown to be a slip. Amazingly here, Mike, Lashchenko is standing in the blue corner. They're not giving him a stool.
Well, he's supposed to say that circulates the blood. If he sits down, the blood stays still. But the problem is whether he's standing or sitting is irrelevant.
And interesting as well, they're not icing it down. There's no ice being applied to that lead thigh of Lashchenko.
Well, I think the coach is telling him a strategy of back away when the guy comes in with a kick to kind of not let it be as big of a target. But, I mean, at this point, you know, that leg is just gone. I mean, I have no idea what's keeping Lashchenko standing at all.
The only thing I could see Lashchenko possibly trying to do in the 3rd round would be to counter.
On the other hand, it's Zabit who's getting his legs rubbed on.
Lashchenko has to try and find a right-hand counter. It could be his only weapon. Wait till Zabit powers up on one of the leg kicks. Take the leg kick, if he can, and then immediately counter with that tub-thumping right hand. You see him limping towards the neutral corner here. 3rd and final round. He has been pwned for 2 rounds so far via the leg kicks of Zabit Samedov. The Cinderella story does not look like it'll have a fairy tale ending here for Sergei Lashchenko, unless he can pull a magic rabbit out of the hat. Samedov, a cerebral fighter. He won't do anything sloppy. He won't overexert or overextend himself and leave an opening for Lashchenko to capitalize on.
But yet he's not going after that leg till later in the round, and he's not doubling up on it. I mean, it's obvious that Lashchenko is in no condition to do... Okay, maybe he's in, maybe he is, I don't know.
Lashchenko digging deep. Guts and intestinal fortitude here from the Ukrainian. Checks the low kick. He's got a counter though off those leg kicks from Zabit. All tied up, they tango into the blue corner. Referee brings in the center ring. Lashchenko unable to put his full weight on the lead leg. Takes one to the hamstrings.
Well, you know, there was an award for the heart. Definitely goes to Lashchenko. I mean, I have no idea what's keeping this kid on his feet. 21 years old. I know he's not experienced.
Zabit Samedov with more kick than a chorus line, but still unable to finish Sergei Lashchenko. Whereas you feel he should have done the job, if not at the end of the 1st round, definitely in the 2nd stanza.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's like, do you want the guy to just take his leg off himself? I mean, he's barely standing on his leg, and here we are a minute away from ending in the 3rd round.
There's a leg kick only at half speed from Zabit Samedov. He looks more intent on trying to outbox Sergei Lashchenko, but why Lashchenko keeps standing? Why even give the Ukrainian a sniff of surviving, let alone maybe even pulling out a freak knockdown? And the referee says no more. The referee says it's over.
And rightfully so. I mean, you know, really, at this point, all the kid is doing is just taking a punishment.
Zabit Samedov finally wins one of the big tournaments. A controversial runner-up at the K1 Vegas a couple of years ago. An even more controversial runner-up at the K1 European Grand Prix in Amsterdam last year. But tonight, he gets the 2nd knockout of his K1 career, and one of the most important victories of all, because Zabit has now earned his ticket to the final 16 in Korea. Great show of sportsmanship there. And what about Sergei Lashchenko, folks? You cannot help but to fall in love with a 21-year-old Ukrainian. The European Muay Thai Championship last night, and the runner-up of the K1 European Grand Prix here tonight in Lodz.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Almost unheard of in the sports world, let alone the fight world. Competing in two major tournaments in two different nations in 2 days. And it's all official. Zabit Samedov is going through to Korea. He is part of the final 16. A shower of silver and gold here in center ring. An emotional moment in Lodz. The final ever sports event for this hallowed arena that is the Hala Sportova. And what an event it's been. Zabit Samedov has finally realized the dream he came so close to 2 years running. He is finally going to play with the big boys. He'll be among the likes of Simi Schilt, Bada Hari, Everton Teixeira, Jerome Lebena, Remy Benjaski. Add to them Zabit Samedov in Seoul. He is now only one fight away from the Yokohama Arena and the Final 8 in December. Tonight's event promoter, Donatas Simonaitis, congratulating the champion. What an event it's been here in Poland. The eyes of Europe and the world here